Hi, Jenner. Oceana here with G3 Agency with your free website audit for Jenner Construction in Chicago, Illinois. In this free SEO website audit provided by G3 Agency, I'm going to show you 3 to 4 things that you can do to get Jenner Construction in front of the people who are searching for concrete and roofing services in the greater Chicago area. Like I said on the phone, I don't expect anything in return for this video. I'm trying to do some good karma in the world and put my name out there while helping people with the problems that they have, right? So helping people with getting in front of the people who are looking for their services. So I've got this great skill set, and I'm trying to use it. So I'm just going to jump right in. At the end of this video, if you could give me some feedback, reach out and let me know how you thought of it. I'd be very happy to hear from you. And of course, if you're interested in moving forward with my agency, G3, we would be happy to sit down with you and talk about, a possible partnership. Figure out what your goals are, and if we mesh well together for a partnership going forward. So that's that. So I'm going to jump right in. So the first thing that I always look for when I'm doing a website audit is a big click to call phone number up at the top, and you have it. Well done. This already puts you in front of the curve. Honestly, a lot of people don't have that. Pardon me. And I was surprised to hear that you actually put this together yourself. It looks really nice. It is a pretty website, I'm not gonna lie. But there are definitely a few things that you could do to get more customers from it and not have to depend on Home Advisor if you don't want to, or if you want to be able to take on a few more guys next year, looking into growth for next year. This would be a good way for you to make sure that your guys stay busy and that you can continue growing that revenue each year, right? So I'm going to talk about the content on the page. So that's what I mean by content is all of the words and all of the pictures. So like if I click Control A, you can, oh, hold on. There we go. You can see all that blue that lit up. That's content, right? So basically Google loves lots of words about what you do, who you are, who you do that stuff for, where you do it. Basically, more information in text form, the better, because Google only can read text. It can't, it doesn't know that your site looks pretty. It doesn't care. And then if I right-click on an image and click Save Image As, that one's a background, so it won't work. How about this one? Nope, that one was saved as background as well. Aha, here we go. Save Image As. I can see this was saved as G2.jpg. Oh wait, does that mean this one's G3? Oh, nope, it's G4. Darn. Well, anyways, G3 is my agency name. That's why. Anyways, so what you want to do is actually take these same photos and re-upload them, but first you want to save them as specific phrases that people are actually typing into Google when they're looking for your services in the Chicago area. And I will show you in a moment not only how I find those key phrases, but also show you a few that I found you might be interested in. And that's actually the reason that I even contacted you, is because I saw that all the keywords, and I thought I'm going to try to find somebody in the Chicago area who can, who's looking to grow, because there's definitely ability here. Okay, so I put your website into this tool called Ahrefs. Ahrefs gives me like an in-depth look into how a website's performing, because like I said, it's one thing for a website to look pretty, it's another thing for it to actually function as a lead generation machine, right? So there are a few key metrics here that I want you to pay attention to. Your UR score is basically how trustworthy, how credible does Google think that your web page is, specifically your home page, because that's the one we put in here. And then your DR score is that same thing, but for your entire website. And this is out of 100, so this is extremely low. A 0 and a no data out of 100 is very low. But everybody's got to start somewhere, right? So if you do want to increase this, it won't be difficult to see some movement. So you've got referring domains and backlinks. What that is how you increase the scores with these, right? So a backlink is a link that goes from any other website back to your site, and a referring domain is any website that has at least one of those links on there. So you've got 2 links coming from 2 websites right now, and you're not showing up for any keywords. So let's check out, oh, stop, sorry, that's my reminder to eat something before I end up low on blood sugar later. Okay, so I'll do that after I'm done with the video. So these are some keywords I thought you might be interested in. I put in Chicago, and then I added some, I said, you know, check it with anything that has to do with concrete or roofing or roofers. And these stars basically are like a wild card, and I said don't include rooftop or rooftops because I was getting a lot of like rooftop bars in Chicago, blah blah blah. So what I'm left with is this list of stuff that Ahrefs think might be what I'm trying to look for, and now I can kind of search through and think, is this something, you know, that your customers would type into Google if they were looking for you? So I have Chicago roofing companies here. This is a pretty good one. I think that they'd be looking for a roofer if they were typing this in, and they would definitely be in the Chicago area. So that's a good one. That's 2 metrics that are very important for a good keyword. Something that you do and some place that you do it, both very important. And then there's 2 others as well, which is going to be your volume. That's going to be how many people are searching for this exact phrase, exactly spelled that same way, each month on average. And then KD is another one. This is from 0 to 100, how difficult does this tool Ahrefs think it would be to get to the first page of Google? And 20 is actually a bit high. I noticed that there's a pretty big difference between roofing keywords and how difficult they are to get to the top, at least in the Chicago area. There's definitely more difficulty when it comes to showing up for roofing than there is for concrete. And so that just means that your competition for roofing jobs is a little more fierce than your competition for concrete, at least when it comes to the online space of showing up on Google. Whether that, you know, beyond that, I don't know. But this is, you know, my stuff is showing up on Google, so that's what I know, and that's what I do. Now, okay, so you can see keyword difficulty of 20. That's not impossible, but it's not like a beginner number. However, down here we can see concrete Chicago. 350 people are searching for it, so half the people are searching for concrete Chicago than are looking for specifically this exact phrase, Chicago roofing companies. But this keyword difficulty of 2, that's really good. So basically that's just going to mean that it's going to happen a lot faster. If you put these things into effect, you know, you're adding backlinks, you're adding content and saving your images properly, that stuff is going to do you more good. And when you're focusing on concrete Chicago, it's going to do you more good faster than if you focused on this right here. So that's just kind of how we figure out what a good keyword is compared to a less good keyword. These would not be, you know, it's not bad to go after these. It's just going to take longer. It's going to take more of an effort. So you just have to know that going in. And then as I go down here, here's some others you're welcome to check out. I highlighted the ones that I especially liked, but you know, I'm sure there's more down here as well. Okay, so let's check out what happens if we type concrete Chicago into Google. So first of all, you usually have ads up here, but they're not showing up. Most people scroll past them anyway. And then we have this area here, which is called the map pack, M-A-P-P-A-C-K. And it's basically the top 3 local results on the maps. And so how you get up into this area is with citations. What you want to do is make sure that your Google My Business listing is up to date and accurate. And you're going to take your name, address, and phone number spelled exactly the way that they're spelled on your GMB or Google My Business. And you're going to add that information to different directories across the internet, like Yext, Yelp, CityStar, White Pages, Yellow Pages, Facebook. These are all different directories. And so that will help basically prove that you really do service this area, and that's going to help you to show up in the map pack. Okay, now none of that is as exciting as showing up right here. This is what's known as the #1 organic result, and it will statistically get about 30% of all the visitors that come to this page. So of the 350 people that are typing Concrete Chicago into their browser, into Google specifically, 30% of that will be coming to this site here. About 20% will come to this one, and about 15% will go to this site right here. And a certain amount, depending on the call to action on the site and all that, a certain amount of those will turn into customers, right? They'll end up calling and being leads. Okay, so let's compare you to these guys, because these up here are both directories, and so it's a little bit of a different game. So it makes more sense to compare you to this guy, which is another local concrete contractor, and more of a direct comparison. So we can look at their site. And this is what pulls up when you click on their results. And the question here is, why is it that they're showing up and we're not? What is it that they're doing right that we can copy, and what is it that they're not doing right that we can do to exceed them and basically just do better than they did and show up higher? So, oh, that's a pretty nice house there. Okay, so looking at the content on their page, honestly, it's kind of pathetic. They really don't have very much content. Their images, are they saving them properly? Stamped concrete right of way, public main entrance, sidewalk. Not really. I mean, it's better than a string of numbers, but it's still not a key phrase that people are typing in looking for concrete in Chicago, right? And then if I throw them into Google, I can see, there it is. That's why they're showing up at the top of Google. It's because of their backlinks and referring domains. And they've got a pretty good UR score, so their homepage is pretty trusted by Google. But their DR score is even more trustworthy. So Google really likes their whole page. This shows me that they're putting a lot of effort into their whole website, so it's not causing that strange imbalance that would cause distrust with Google. So you definitely have a little bit of work cut out for you, but it's not terrible. And showing up, honestly, one spot below them wouldn't be a bad idea, but it is perfectly possible to surpass them. And one of the ways that you can do that is by clicking on their referring domains and seeing what referring domains make sense for you too. And you can see all these zeros here. These are not great referring domains. So this is the DR score. It's the same DR score that showed the trustworthiness of your entire website. The same DR score that showed the trustworthiness of their entire website. This is that same metric, and this is for these other sites. So you want to look for the ones that have a pretty high score here, like Womply and Owler and MapQuest, and think about, is there a logical conclusion as like, if I showed up on that site, does it make sense? Is it related in some way to my industry or my area? And if yes, and they have a good score, then go after it. See if you can actually show up there as well. Like MapQuest, you could probably have a backlink from MapQuest if you find, you can go to their site and think, how can I also show up here? There's probably a way for you to just, add your information there. And then we can also do the same thing with their keywords and click on their organic keywords and see if there are any that would be good for us to show up for as well. So you can see like Chicago concrete. That's similar to Concrete Chicago, except there's only 60 people searching for it, and it's got a 4 KD. But it's kind of fun. You can go through and see if there are any that that you want to take and use as well on your site. Okay, so that's it. I'm running out of time. I only have 15 minutes for my videos on YouTube, so I'm going to stop here. Thank you so much for your time for watching this video, and I really look forward to your feedback and finding out if this was new information for you and if it was helpful. and keep in touch. Keep me informed. Let me know how you're doing. All right, bye.